Welcome to the Raising Smart Kids podcast. I'm your host, Yang Pratt, and each week we'll explore ways in which the arts can help you raise a smarter kid. I'll be sharing ways the arts can propel your child's learning and interviewing top artists, educators, and entrepreneurs. These guests will share why the arts are so very important to your child, along with actionable ideas you can easily implement into your already busy schedule. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast here on iTunes and share us with a friend. For extra tips on raising smart kids, head on over to artsmartparenting.com and click on the Live tab. Hey, Art Smart parents. I am so glad to have you here with me today. First off, I want to let you know that you're in the right place if you're a parent looking to raise smarter kids through the arts. On this podcast, we speak about ways in which the arts can help you to unleash your child's special superpowers. On previous episodes, we've talked about the 8 different kinds of superpowers, how to identify them, how to celebrate them, and how to nurture their development through the arts. I'll make sure to link up those episodes in today's show notes so you can go back and take a listen. Or if you wanted to grab a copy of my book, Raising a Superhero, all the information about superpowers is in there as well. What's really important to remember about these superpowers is that schools teach and test primarily to 2 of these 8. What does that mean? Well, that means there are many kids who are left struggling in school, who maybe don't feel smart enough, they don't feel as smart as their friends, or worse, they could be getting remediated or medicated. I don't want any more kids to feel like who they are and what they bring to the world is not enough. You already know how special your child is, and together we're going to celebrate what makes them truly unique. My kids go to public school, and I understand that classrooms these days tend to be overcrowded and that funding for things like arts programs are dwindling, to put it mildly. As parents, that leaves us with a really enormous responsibility to provide arts opportunities for our kids outside of the school day. And it's really one of the reasons why I started my academy 16 years ago. I wanted to create a place where all kids could come to feel loved, supported, and celebrated for who they are and what they bring to the world. I really wanted to share what I had experienced through the arts and the transformation that I experienced through the arts personally. As a parent, I know that you are super busy and there never seems to be enough time to find all these activities or even just to take time for yourself. So Mom and Dad, this episode is dedicated to you, the true superheroes of your families. At the beginning of this year, I embarked on a journey with a mastermind group and last weekend attended the culminating live 2-day event in Milwaukee. For me, this 2-day event spanned 5 days because it required a drive to the airport one day, an overnight stay the day before I caught my flight because it was an early morning flight, as well as a drive back. Why am I sharing this with you? Here's why. Those 5 days were for me. I sacrificed time with my family, the students at my academy, and my staff so that I could focus on becoming a better me. I know some of you who are listening are thinking that this is something that I'm selfish to do. And believe me, for years and years, I experienced such terrible mom guilt about leaving my family because I felt like I was burdening them when I was gone. The reality is that when I leave my family, I really experience so much gratitude. gratitude for my husband and my parents who care for my kids when I'm gone, and gratitude as well as pride, seeing how independent my girls, who are now 10 and 13, have truly become. During those 5 days, I had a lot of time for introspection and planning, particularly in the drive to and from the airport. And I had that time to reflect on my life, personally and professionally. Being surrounded for those 2 days by other female entrepreneurs who could understand my journey and understand the ups and downs of what entrepreneurship and being a parent looked like was such a comfort. Many of these women I had never met in real life. We've known each other and have had a conversation and a relationship simply over the internet using technology. So it was wonderful to be able to connect with them and really be uplifted by them. They hold me to a higher standard and always push me to achieve a little more. Not in a selfish way, but really push me to go outside of my comfort zone so that what I can put out into the world and what I can share with all of you is even better. My point in being totally transparent with you today is to encourage you to seek out these opportunities. I had these 5 days to really replenish my heart, my body, and my soul. Are you carving out time to replenish every day? Today, I encourage you to go out and seek out opportunities for you to deepen your spiritual practice, opportunities for you to connect with other parents, opportunities for you to mentor and lift up others simply by sharing your experiences, and opportunities for you to replenish yourself. I'm not saying that you need to take 5 full days to do that and fly halfway across the country. There are likely loads of opportunities in your own communities that you could participate in as soon as today. Maybe there's a mom's group that meets once a month where your kids can get together and play and you get to connect with other moms. Perhaps there's a Bible study group happening this weekend. You've maybe thought about going, but you haven't gone yet. Maybe this weekend is the time to do that. Maybe there's a yoga class, a dance class, a book club, or a group that goes walking once a week. These are all opportunities for you to replenish and do something just for yourselves. All parents make tons of sacrifices and really would bend over backwards to do things for their kids. What I'm asking you today is to take time for yourself. So when you're feeling like you're supported and you're in a group that loves you and encourages you, it really does change the way that you feel about yourself, about your abilities, and who you are as a parent, as well as somebody who is giving freely and love out into the world. So when I came home from those 5 days away, I was able to see challenges with new eyes. Things like the kids arguing incessantly didn't bother me nearly as much because I was coming from a place of radiance and of joy that spilled over from everyone who had attended that mastermind event. If you haven't already listened to the podcast with Lanice Lavelle, which I'll link up here in the show notes as well, definitely go back and take a listen. She runs a group on Facebook called My Name Is Not Mommy. And she supports moms in helping them to develop a self-care practice and to honor themselves by replenishing. So definitely go check that out on Facebook and check it out because we all need some support to be able to take a step back, to take time for ourselves. Well, I'm going to get off my soapbox for now. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, and I wanted to let you know this episode is definitely dedicated to all the ladies who were at this mastermind event with me. They all inspire me, and they all encourage me to be a better version of me. and being surrounded by them for 2 days and being lifted up and encouraged has really allowed me to come back home and be in a new space, to be ready to take on some of the new challenges that are being presented now, and to really be a better version of myself as a business owner as well as a mom. Before I sign off, can I ask you for a favor? Will you head over to iTunes and rate us and review this podcast? It would absolutely mean the world to me to know that the work that we do every week is impactful and important to you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast. To really accelerate your ability to unleash your child's superpowers and raise smarter kids through the arts, we're creating loads of new resources, ways to connect, and ways to celebrate your successes. You can join our free Facebook community by visiting theartsmartparent.com or just search up Raising Smart Kids 2.0 on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you inside our community.